1608 ZEC unit today. First thing, we turn the key to on, wait till it boots up. Alright, you see the display's up. Then we turn on the ignition. See the start button lit. Just start it up. Alright. Okay, the first thing you do, our bull wheels are already reeved right now. The rope is reeved through them and to the reel stand. I'm going to turn on the reel stand at this point. Which consists of a external valve outside, but I've got full control of the reel stand in here. This is the reel stand tension. You want just enough reel stand tension to keep the rope up off the ground. Just a little tailing tension so the rope don't slip when you're pulling. Okay, we got set on 8,000 pounds max pull right now. You go to this page right here, you can lower it by 1,000 with this button, or 100 at a time with this button. I'm gonna go back to 8,000. Hit the OK, and now it's set at 8,000. Okay, we're gonna start pulling now. Pulling, you just pull back on the joystick. Okay, you in tension mode, ready to go?
Yep, in tension, ready to go, right about 4,000.
All right, 10-4. All right, everything's ready. I'm gonna start pulling. When you start pulling, you take off slow, and as your bull wheels turn, just make sure the reel stand you got hooked to the other end of the rope starts turning, keeps it tight. So we're doing good here. I'm going to turn up the reel stand a little bit. My rope's down on the ground. Alright, looking good. Alright, now I've got, like I said, this is a 1608. It'll pull more tension, 8,000 pounds. It'll actually do just a little more than that, but I've got the tension on the other end. He's set at about 4,200. Now the puller, this being in a pull mode right now, being a puller, will always be 4 to 500, say 3 to 500 pounds higher than whatever the tension on the other end is, as long as everything is constant. In other words, as long as we've got a dynamic pull and everything's not just stalled out. Because he's got his on 4,000 and I'm actually turning, pulling a constant 4,000. Of course, it's going to take more to overcome his 4,000. So that's why we're seeing about 44, 45. Like I said, I think his is on 42. Now the 1608 is really not designed to do a lot of pulling over a long length. Just because of the test purposes, to get the rope down here so we can tension with it, we have to do a long pull. But it's mainly the pull. The reason it's not so fast, it's only like 1.5 miles an hour, and the reason for that is most of the pulling is done just to set a sag. They don't pull over long distance, it's a tensioner. So 1.5 miles an hour is all you're going to get on the pull. Okay, like I mentioned earlier when I was pulling, got 1.4 to 1.5 miles an hour. The higher the force, a little slower it'll go. Like at 8,000 pounds, I will only be like 1.2, maybe 1 mile an hour. All the way up to about 4,000 pounds, it'll be about 1.4 or 1.5. So what we do after pull, you see I pulled about 6,400 foot of rope. What I like to do is stop and start a few times, come to a stop, see that it holds the load because of the tensioner on the other end is still tensioning around 5,000 pounds. So the brake is holding. All right, I'm going to resume the pull. Try to go slow. Bull wheels are smooth, not jerking. Now sometimes they'll jerk when you're going slow, and if that's the case, the relief on the ZEC unit will have to be adjusted. And there's several people in service that know how to do that. Engineering, for the most part, the 1608 is rather smooth all the time. So you come to a slow stop, just keep slowing down gradually. Pretty smooth. Joystick all the way to neutral. Resume the pull. Try to go slow like a guy was going to take up the slack. Bull wheels are nice and smooth. But you can hook it up and run 2 of these at a time, as this machine being the master, using these buttons here. This would be for 2 reel stands. This is syncing them together. For the tension, you just select this one as a master. For pull in, this is the master of tension. If you were using 2 machines. That would be in the owner's manual, operator's manual. Learn how to do that. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to set it up for tensioning. Like I mentioned before, this is your reel stand control. That gives you your tailing tension for the reel stand that we're getting ready to show you here in a minute. And we're going to disconnect this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to 0. Then I'm going to step out here and I'm going to turn this valve off. It shows the lever. It shows up here in this position. The reel goes round and round. And then up here it's stopped. So we got a pressure gauge that'll also tell you whether it's on or off. This is off. As you can see, this position. So now my reel stand, the pressure is off of it. So I can actually turn the reel stand and disconnect the retriever. Okay, we'll go out there. As you can see, the tension is off the rope. If it's not, you can probably just step on it and it'll tension it, ease up. But you got to be able to get the tension off the rope to pull the pin. Works every time. Okay. Now we're just going to put a little braking tension on it because this is just going to hold tailing tension on our bull wheels. It don't have to be real tight, just enough to keep the rope up off the ground. As you see, I'm just 2 fingers turning that right now. It don't take a lot. Like I say, you may have to come back and adjust it. Just a little bit of force. just enough to hold the rope up. Okay, we'll go put it in tension mode and see how this works. Now, like I said before, this is your pull in and pay out button. It's recognizable by the arrows on the bull wheels here. It'll show pull in and pay out. This in here is a tension button. Fully adjustable by this control knob. You press it one time and the light blinks. That's where you can raise this up and down and set your tension to a desired limit. And just to check and see if the machine is working. As you can see, it's turned all the way down. The light is blinking, so it's not in tension mode yet. It's just a set mode. It's recognizable by the same icon around the bull wheels here on the display as they are on this button. Like bull wheels captured in a little break, and the arrows in one direction. That means it's only going to go that way. It's tensioning. So, okay, it's set mode, so I can dial this up. As you see, 900 pounds was the minimum. As I dial it up, it should go around 9,000, maybe 8,500 pounds. 8,000 pounds is the capacity. So there you go. That's all you. It's every bit of it. 8,500, 86 maybe. So we're gonna roll this back down. We're gonna start at a minimum. What that requires is hitting this button again. And it'll turn solid. Solid light. There you go. You may feel the bull wheels relieve a little bit of tension if the tension on the rope is more than, like the instance here is 900. You'll see the bull wheels relieve that tension until it matches 900. They'll lock back down. Okay, we are ready to go at this point. It's ready to be pulled under tension. Now I can raise this since the rope has got a little slack, and it should start to pull. Pull back just a little. Yeah, it's taking the slack out of the rope now. Like I said, I'm going to go back to minimum. At this point, you want to make sure that when he starts pulling, that the reel stand, the rope on it is tight enough, because you don't want the rope to slip in the bull wheels at this point. It'll burn up the rope, burn up the bull wheels, cause a lot of problems. So just make sure the rope is not dragging the ground and it's not slipping in the bull wheels. Okay, go ahead and start pulling. Let's start out slow, make sure I got enough tension on my brake.
All right.
Oh yeah, looking good. Gotta watch the rope and the bull wheels leading to the reel stand. It's nice and straight, so it's tight enough to keep it from slipping. Just got to be ready on your radio. If it ever starts slipping, you got to get the other guy to stop fast, because it doesn't take just a few seconds to burn up some rope. I just keep creeping up on the tension. As you can see, I'm at 1,900. Now I'm at 2,000 pounds. Nice and smooth. Go over here and check the oil temperature. Looking good. Everything's good and cool. Well under the limit. Now in tension mode, this thing can go a lot faster than it does when it's pulling. As you can see now, we're up to 4 miles an hour. I really don't have anything out here to test that'll go much more than 4 miles an hour. So we'd have to really look in the operator's manual to see what the max tension speed is. Every once in a while, just go over and check, see if the oil's getting hot. You see we're a long ways from the red. Still looking good. Plenty of fuel. Engine temp's fine. Pretty much all we got to monitor on this machine, other than on the home screen you got your tension. Let's make sure the counter is counting down. Roll it down to see how my minimum tension's holding up. Still at 900. Alright, stop. Like I said before, it's still in tension mode now, so it's still got 3,600 pounds tension on the rope until I cancel it. That sets the brake. It's still got 3,600 pounds tension, but it's not going to pull any harder, and if he slacks off on the other end, gives me slack, I'm not going to. This one will no longer tension and maintain what I had on here, the 3,600. As you can see, it's 0 now. That pretty much concludes this part here in the cab. There's some more things I have to show in the video on setting up the reel stand. That'll be in another video.